Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to the global headquarters of Nissan in Tokyo, Japan. I have a whistle-stop 3-car review for you today. 2 cars we don't even get in the UK, and the other, well, it's just a global icon. Now then, first up we have the Nissan Z. Sadly, this is a car we don't get in the UK, and I, for the life of me, don't understand why, because it's absolutely mega. Clearly, Nissan Z, a lot of heritage in this car model, but the format of this car, you know me, I love my driver's cars, and this is the ultimate format for a driver's car. Underneath the bonnet, a twin-turbo 3-litre V6. That goes power through the rear wheels, 400 horsepower, manual 6-speed transmission, and simply epic styling. I love the look of this thing. Fairlady Z is its proper name. In this color, in this spec, an absolutely mega thing. If we just pop the door open, we'll have a look on the inside. I'll get round to the other side and show you. I think the interior of the car just looks amazing. Look at this steering wheel. Really cool driving position, 6-speed manual, absolutely mega. Now, unfortunately, the weather conditions today here in Japan are terrible. It's like a cyclone outside, very high wind, lots and lots of rain. So it's going to make our driving very, very difficult today. We're also in the middle of Tokyo, but we've got a very short route. We're going to do 3 cars, 3 short routes. We'll start off with this one. Let's take it out and get it wet. Now then, guys, this is going to be the shortest and probably most boring test drive route ever, but I've never driven in Japan before, so welcome to Tokyo. I feel like I should be drifting around the corners like some kind of Fast and Furious movie, if I'd ever actually watched a Fast and Furious movie, that is. But I've got my mate Mario Roman from Germany in the passenger. Look. I'm trying to be sensible here. So we've got 3 awesome cars to drive, and we've got literally an hour between us to get the driving done. So I want to give you my initial impressions of this Nissan Z, a car we don't get in the UK, but I wish we did, because from the outside, as I've already said, I think it looks fantastic. And from the inside, the interior is a very, very cool place, albeit one I've not really had a great deal of time to get my head around. I've got a twin-turbo 3-litre V6 up front, a 6-speed manual gearbox, around 400 PS, so all the ingredients of a lot of fun. The engine's been tuned by Nismo, and if we weren't in a city, you'd be having a lot of fun in this car. But it fascinates me that the JDM scene that's so massive in the UK, when you come to Tokyo and you see their love for cars, the petrol head culture that is prevalent here, it's quite impressive. And you kind of get it as soon as you start driving cars over here. They just have, I don't know, oh no, we're going to go straight on here. We do have a route in the sat-nav, but unfortunately the guy who pressed the route in the sat-nav, the route's not come up. The feel this car has, I love the 3 instruments on the main dash just up there. What have I got there? Battery, turbo pressure, PSI and turbo RPM. I've got a really cool display with a big rev counter, redlining at 7,000 RPM, oil temp, water temp, G-force. Very, very cool. But I think we have a cyclone blowing through today, because it really is. If you had all of the key ingredients to make making a YouTube car review difficult, heavy rain, strong winds, very little time with the car, and also in that time with the car, 2 of us have to make a video. Yeah, that's pretty much about it, really. I'm not even sure we're meant to be coming down here, but it's cool. So. it's quick. Very, very quick.
Yeah. It feels hard.
It's it's a fast car. So here's a challenge to you, Nissan UK. Bring the Z to the UK, because it's an awesome bit of kit. Very, very cool indeed. Now then, I think I'm going to spin the camera around so we can see Mario there. Look. I reckon we go back to the garage, and what should we pick up next?
It's something Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla. Yeah. Godzilla. More horsepower, more cylinders. No, same amount of cylinders.
All-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive.
Oh.
Perfect all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
GT-R,
and automatic. It's good for.
GT-R NISMO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
V-spec.
V-spec.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh dear. Yeah. So that was probably the most unscientific road test of any car ever.
Yeah, really, in 20 years I think I have never
if I turn
like
the
that.
traction control off,
it's green. Drive.
traction control off is a good setting.
Yes.
Yeah,
feels good.
Right, back to Nissan Global Headquarters to pick up a GT-R V-spec. I think that should be quite cool. Now luckily I don't smoke and the engine switched off. Actually, now we've found some comfort from the torrential rain outside, because I wanted to walk you around our next car. Perhaps, arguably one of the most iconic modern day Nissans, the GT-R, but not any old GT-R, a Nismo V-spec GT-R. Look at this thing. Godzilla. It's just a thing of beauty. The spec of this car is incredible. The amount of carbon work on it. You've just seen the carbon bonnet, the roof, the massive swan neck wing at the back, the diffuser. It just looks awesome. And I don't know whether you can pick up the kind of blue tint to these gigantic exhaust. Look, get my whole fist in there. An amazing car, absolutely amazing car. The car is on some pretty racy tyres. The weather conditions outside are awful. We've got massive carbon ceramic brakes up front. I'm loving this carbon work, these louvers to release that high pressure air in the front wheel well, that front splitter with the red detailing, this anodized red in here, the carbon work is just a thing of great beauty. And then let me show you the interior, because this is something else. Look, it's just stunning in here. Loads of satin carbon fibre. Love the little gear controller. You've got Alcantara clad steering wheel, iconic dials. We'll see this more when we're out driving. And these seats, oh, Recaro Nismo carbon seats with Alcantara quilting. It's just a mega thing. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I'm not the biggest GT-R knowledge base here. I'm learning as I'm going. I have driven one before, but this thing, spec-wise, look at it. Got to have a quick look under the bonnet, haven't we? If I can get it open. Here we go. Oh, yeah. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So, next up, we need to take it for a spin and enjoy, on the very short route we have, this epic car. Okay guys, part 2 of the most rapid road tests I've ever done in 8 years of Petrol Ped, I think. And I am in the ultimate Nissan for me, the GT-R, but it's not just a GT-R, this is a Nismo prepared V-spec.
Godzilla.
It's
just Godzilla.
Yeah, it's quite quick, isn't it?
Yes. As I said, you just put the pedal a little bit and it's insane. So
now, I have driven one of these a few years ago. I drove a Litchfield tuned stage 4.5 GT-R, and it was a wet day for that as well. And I think for me, these cars, there's something about them. The performance is unreal. 4-wheel drive, they really look after you, and they look awesome. And this particular one with the carbon louvers on the bonnet, all of the Nismo work, the interior is a thing to behold. These seats, oh my days, these seats are amazing. We've got the Japanese sat-nav lady going mad with us because we're basically not going in the right way. And the sat-nav's in Japanese, so we can't actually figure it out, but never mind. I've got the various modes, so I've got it in R mode, ride height, suspension in comfort, and then powertrain in R mode. So basically, you know, everything to the max apart from the suspension. It's a special thing, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's really, it's amazing to drive, to have the opportunity to drive this car, and it's amazing to drive this car, especially in Tokyo.
In Tokyo.
So,
but can you imagine having this car for a whole day and doing some really cool stuff? Sadly, we're not going to get the opportunity to do that. Oh, where's the police cars?
It wasn't me. Oh, now you have this.
It's that throttle response is outrageous. We've also got a very large set of carbon ceramic brakes on this, so stopping power is excellent. And I'm sure many of you watching will have a whole bunch more knowledge about the basic spec of this car. Twin turbo V6, north of 600 horsepower, 4-wheel drive, epic gearbox, it's got to be said, and a very frustratingly short press route. Because we've literally got, I think with this car, 40 minutes between the two of us.
So I'm also jealous about his time, and he was jealous about my time. So
exactly,
it's like, please. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh wow. Yeah. So the really cool thing is we saw that prototype car in the Nissan Heritage Collection yesterday. That was the first place where we saw the 4-wheel drive system, a lot of the suspension that ended up being this car, the current version of the GT-R, and this being the ultimate version of the GT-R NISMO tuned. Just a mega thing.
And yeah.
So this car will hit 62 in 3 seconds, just over 3 seconds, I guess. Probably a bit less than that, is it?
Under.
Not in the wet though. And you can feel it straight away. I mean, I'm in a manual. I've not turned the traction off in this one. Obviously did in the Z, but this one, I think the wheels are just...
I give you the normal.
Oh, not rock hard suspension.
No, we're the Rocky.
Oh boy, this car is naughty. Really naughty. So, we've done the Nissan Z, which you can't buy in the UK, which is really cool. Rear-wheel drive, twin-turbo V6 manual gearbox. We've done the ultimate daddy, Godzilla, Nissan GT-R, twin-turbo V6, 4-wheel drive. I think we now head back into the press garage. I think because we're here for the Formula E,
now we get the final thing, the real
final thing. We drive a Formula E car.
Yeah, something like this. Yeah. It would be amazing.
Or why don't we drive an all-electric car, a Kei Car, that we don't get in the UK?
No, that's not.
No, let's go out for small
don't do this. We're petrol heads. No.
So no, we're going to go electric, people. We're going electric. We've just got to go back into the garage.
I think it will be like some GT-R NISMO E.
The Aria NISMO.
Oh, this one, yes.
That would be cool. Right. I don't think it's going to be the Aria NISMO, sadly. So we've just done the Nissan GT-R. We started off in the Nissan Z. I've got to show you this very quickly, because this is a NISMO prepared Z, and I just think the spec of that car is absolutely awesome. So we've had two V6 high performance sports cars, but in Japan, there's a thing called Kei Cars, and we don't really see them in the UK at all. And this is a Kei Car. You see loads of these in Japan, this kind of little boxy format car. I think they are so cool. This is a Nissan Sakura. Now, it's an all-electric platform. It's not the most powerful car in the world. It's got a 20 kilowatt hour battery, and it will do about 112 miles in terms of charge. It supports 30 kilowatt charging, but because the battery is so tiny, it's not really a major issue. But it's just the size in here. It's such a tiny footprint car. Look at this for rear seat legroom. How much space? It's just nuts. I mean, the footprint of the car, it's only about 2.5 meters long, this thing. Yeah, I don't know, honestly, where the drivetrain is. Clearly the battery's on the floor. It's just a mega thing. Now, it's almost like a boxy version of a Nissan Ariya in terms of styling. But Kei Cars, I can see now why they're so popular here. We were talking on the way over today. In Tokyo itself, a lot of people commute to work. So you might think 112 miles isn't very far, but the average Japanese motorist does less than 2,500 miles a year. So in terms of normal journey profile, these are perfect city cars, and they're so tiny because even parking spaces here in Tokyo, a parking space in central Tokyo can cost nearly as much as an apartment does. So it's real estate's really important. So I think the next thing, we need to take this up the road. I love this thing. When we had a list of the cars that we could drive, I saw this on the list and went, I need to drive a Kei Car, I need to drive a Sakura, and we're here for the Formula E, so it seems fitting that we finish this video up driving an electric car. So, out in the little Sakura Kei Car, and we come to this absolutely epic location for photographs. If only when we had the two fast cars, it wasn't raining and blowing a hoolie, we'd have come in, wouldn't we? You're upset, aren't you?
I'm totally
too tired, too upset.
Yeah.
So this little Kei Car, it's not the fastest thing in the world. That is not what it's aimed at doing. But it's no slouch. It's actually got a bit of zip to it. Front wheel drive. As I said, range-wise, it's 180 kilometers. So what's that? About 112 miles. At the moment, it's got 86% of battery and 112 kilometers. That is being driven by journos on a press route. So, but here we go, out of this corner. I'm used to the GT-R power.
Please, a little bit slower.
Are you okay, mate? You all right?
This torque. Wow.
But when the thing though, the second you get in this car, these little Kei Cars totally make sense here.
Yes.
Because it's such a busy city. The parking spaces are few and far between, and when you do find one, they are tiny. And it's a format of car, you get some imports, some JDM imports in the UK of these little cars, but I think they're just, you just walk around, drive around, you see them everywhere. And I just think they're cool and funky and quirky. Interior wise, there is so much space in this thing. It's like a bench seat up front. There's no gap between us. So I don't think you could get 3 people in here, but it does feel like it. Really nice dash, nice display, nice materials on the steering wheel, cavernous amounts of passenger space in the back. That does mean the boot's a little small. The boot's probably only about a foot wide. Come on, let's have a drag race off the lights. I mean, it's all right, that's 60 kilometers. I think if I was doing a 0 to 100 kilometer an hour test, I'd need to use a calendar. But yeah. But I am in sport mode. I've got an e-pedal as well. Where do I turn e-pedal on? That's regenerative braking.
Yeah, it's braking, I think. Yeah.
It has been a very busy morning.
Yeah.
A really busy morning. But this afternoon, we're actually off to a garage tour at the Formula E, because we're here for Formula E. And it's nice to finish this video in an all-electric platform, because, are we keeping you awake, mate? Huh? Are we keeping you awake? Tired? Because we've got, Nissan have, the future. They've got some great models. Ariya, big fan of the Nissan Ariya, and I was driving that in Finland recently. And this is like a shrunk version of the Ariya, and I think it's very cool, very quirky, and a lot of fun to drive. And the e-pedal's actually pretty reactive as well. Oops, we're on green, people. We're on green, and I'm glad I've done me last bit of Japanese driving on my international driving license, and it was all good. Got to remember that the indicator's on the right hand side in a Japanese car. I should know that, having had an S2000. But there we go. So as we get to Nissan, I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. A bit of fun. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. I'll put this guy's details below. Give him a follow on Instagram. You've been a legend, mate. Thank you he's been doing helping me with the filming. Should we go and get a coffee?
Yeah, I think I need a coffee.
Yeah.
Or GT-R.
Yeah, let's go get a coffee and nick the GT-R. Anyway, I'll see you on the next film, guys. You take care. Drive safe.
Bye bye.